This is it. It's the last chapter, and then we've run out of chapters. Let me just double check. We've run out of chapters. There's only 25. We're done. We're donezo kabunzo, as a wise man once said. And then I'll give my vibes and feelings on this whole thing. But I will say I'm positive. Is it Inco noted? I don't know, man. It started off a little wibbly wobbly. And it's still a little wibbly wobbly with the whole Mia thing, but that really was just a Chekhov's gun catch-22 of like, you can't make this work without doing a bunch of other extra work anyway, so. But for now, inherit his golden soul. Let's wrap this up, baby! Or, as true gamers say, Naktu, baby! Let's go. It seems like time always passes by so fast when you don't want it to. Olivia and I try to make the most of the days leading up to the funeral. She took the time to really start hammering her way at the painting, and I've always been watching it steadily take shape, slowly turning into a fountain. It's going to be fucking gorgeous, I can already tell. It's been so long since I see the paint that I almost forgot how fucking good she is at the damn thing. It's been rough, having to hide from what's going on from everyone else, mostly because we're doing a really bad job at it. Damien and Liz are almost constantly walking on eggshells with us, and it's a little annoying. But it's not like we can really do anything about it. Vandy and Sophia do know what we're going to be doing, though. Mostly because it'd be weird if Scalar just showed up to our house and swept us away while we're wearing funeral attire. Then buy something that doesn't look like funeral attire, you gormless man! There are ways of obfuscation available to you. Over the school week, I've been seeing Ben and Mia mingling together again. During lunch and all that. And where Lunar and Kiara would normally be sitting with them, it's just them. Makes me wonder if they finally got sick of her. Because those two seem to be less friends with her, more like cronies. When they lost their boss, they need to be corralled anew. I kinda gotten used to Ben sitting with us while she was at Reef City. But even so, our uneasy truce... but even with our uneasy truth, there's not a chance in hell about that crimson cunt sitting with us too. I don't think she wants that either, though, to be fair. Still, though, you keep saying though. I know, right? I love contradictions. I love saying but and though and however. But at least space them out. Watching the two interact, there's a different vibe coming from them. Used to be she would have this queen bitch look about her while Ben sort of hovered at her side. Unless she still has that smug aura that I fucking despise. It's been tempered into something less immediately great. Plus, I catch them doing lovey-dovey things more often. Like leaning into each other, holding hands, and all that disgusting bullshit. Don't we do that on a daily basis? It's disgusting, and I vomit at myself in the morning. I look in the mirror and ask myself, who the hell do you think you are, Dorian? You started kissing girls? A real man only makes out with men so that he doesn't get cooties. That's gay. It's manly. Seems like they're really trying to make it work. Good. Maybe Ben could straighten her out now that she doesn't have a head up her own ass. I don't really have the desire to think about her any further, though. Yesterday I went back to the hospital to get a checkup on my hand, and they deemed it suitable enough to have the cast taken off and replaced with a splint, which I'm immensely grateful for. Way less itchy. I could take it off to shower, and I could actually use the hand to do shit with. It's still tender as fuck for sure. But wrapped to Jesus, the freedom is unmatched. Having my dominant hand back is nice too. But hey, I spent the time using my left hand for But hey, the time I spent using my left hand for everything, and part of me would have sort of ambidexterity, so that's not how fast or how well that works, man. Bah. I'm just thinking about dumb shit, trying to ignore the rising sense of dread pervading me. Maybe you were always just ambidexterous, you just never figured it out. That's way more likely. But don't let me piss on your potato. It's the day of the funeral. Olivia and I, okay, we need some sad music for this. Hold on. I hate this song. The fact that it just immediately drops the piano on you. There's gotta be something here that works. Pissed? There's a pissed theme? When the hell does that even play? I don't even remember. People are spinning. What's with my ear? Just like there's a hair in there. This'll do. The day of the funeral. Olivia and I are both feeling the squeeze. For one, it's cold as fuck. Like, genuinely freezing. I'm not sure the big coat and scarf I bought will be enough, but thankfully the service will be... I mean, they're mostly dinosaurs, right? As for me, my brain's going haywire. I've been managing to keep myself from freaking out all week, but now that the day is here, I'm just a goddamn missing neurosis. Meds have definitely been helping, though, but only just. It hasn't been long enough for them to work their magic yet, but, you know, every bit counts. As the school day drags on, all the shit around me feels suffocating. The ticking clock on the wall, the idle chatter of the classmates in the background. It's because you're anticipating. You need it to happen. It needs to happen now. Ah! Olivia's sitting next to me in art. Please, use uppercase for class names. It's a proper name. Staring out the window. Her fingers keep twitching it against the desk like she wants to be Peyton and said, hey, I get it. Distractions are a godsend right about now. But me? I'm stuck in my own fucking skull. Scrabbling fruitlessly against the familiar pressure that makes me want to scream and punch something. Scream. Anything to let it out, but I can't. Not right now. My nails dig into the underside of the desk, trying to ground myself from the sensation, but fuck. It's not enough, it never is. I'm slipping again, feeling that anger bubbling under the surface like it always does. A 10-ton weight pressing down on me that I can't seem to shake off. Why? Why this day of all days? Why on the day of my daughter's wedding? Olivia catches. Jesus, we're having a lot of big descriptive blocks, huh? Like you're allowed to maintain pacing through structure. You don't have to cram everything in big paragraphs, man. Olivia catches me staring at the clock for the millionth time and nudges me with her elbow. She doesn't say anything, just gives you this look that says that she knows exactly what I'm feeling. She's been quiet today, too, but it's not a usual silence. Heavier. I mean, she does talk a lot more as the game goes on, so... Like, there's too much to say, but not enough words for it. There will never be nowhere enough to describe what we feel. Again, your relationship to Yatacon is kind of weird. Like, he showed up as a fucking force ghost for you. Every fucking minute feels like a year. I try to keep my mind busy, focusing on Olivia's painting or thinking about mundane things like how my hand feels in the splint, but nothing sticks. The truth is, I'm scared. Fucking terrified, even. I don't even know how to fucking process it. I'm scared of what the funeral's gonna do to me. Scared of seeing people cry. Scared of crying myself. I know it's stupid. I've cried in front of plenty of people, but there are people I could trust. Most of all, I'm scared of losing it. Of letting out that anger in a place that it doesn't belong. Where it can't be allowed to exist. But when does that ever stop my fucked up brain? I can already tell I'm gonna have to put that Xanax to the test today. I have to keep it close on hand, because there's a good chance I'm gonna need it. Let's go with Stargazer. I think that one worked pretty well. By the time lunch rolls around, it's like my body's moving on autopilot. I go through the motions, pick up my food without tasting it, and try to stay present. But everything's blended together like I'm stuck in a bad dream I can't wait to fuck up from. Lydia's next to me, barely touching her food either, head propped up on her hand. Every now and then she glances at me, her eyes scanning mine as if she's checking to make sure that I'm okay. Well, I'm still here. Damien and Liz don't say much. Damien's doing that thing where he acts like he's got something to say but doesn't know how to say it, and Liz keeps giving me these looks. Like she's afraid I'm gonna explode any second. Maybe I am. It's this constant tension between my muscles. It's electricity humming under my skin. I can feel it every moment, every breath. Like it's waiting for the right moment to snap. That's a little better of a description. There we go. I hate it. I hate it. When the bell rings for the final class today, I can't help but feel a sick sort of relief. One more class and I'm out. Out of the suffocating school, out of these fluorescent lit hallways. Out of the eyes that feels like they're constantly watching, waiting for me to break. But once there, it's just a few more hours, and yeah, fuck, till it's here. Thought I'm gonna handle seeing the coffin. Oh, wait. I mean, is it an open coffin event? The thought alone makes my chest tight. Stiatacon's gone. Words keep repeating in my head, but they don't feel real. How can they? How's that even possible? The man saw something in me that no one else did. I feel like maybe I wasn't a lost cause. He's gone. I feel like if you really wanted to hammer this core idea home, you flash forward, right, to after the funeral. He sort of pseudo blacks out. Like, he doesn't talk about it in the past tense. It's all reflection. Because in the moment, he was doped up on Xanax. He was fucked out of his mind. And he wonders if he did the right thing taking it. I don't know. There's something you can do here to really ham up a last-minute climax. Like, set up a final big bazaar. There are options here for, you know, screwing with him one more time. Like, the real test, and he doesn't make it, and he needs to prove it to himself. I don't know. I could barely concentrate in history class. Because it's like, because of Procling, there's like 2 classes you're allowed to have in this. It's either the class with the Atacon or the class with Procling. And I don't count PE. But yeah, I feel like if you're going to talk about this stuff, like, time is starting to become warpable. Like, he's just at the funeral instantaneously. He's like, on autopilot, I wasn't paying attention, I'm here now. And I don't know what to say. Like, the moment is gone. The reality is here, and I'm not ready. I like that idea. That's kind of a fun thing about the game, is that because it flash forwards through a lot of stuff, because in Wani, you really see a couple of things over the course of several months, is that when the Atacon dies, it does kind of come out of nowhere, because we really haven't done all that much with him in context. Oh well. Thankfully, Brockling doesn't seem to mind. Maybe she knows. Maybe Scalar told her. Maybe she's just being nice. I don't know. My mind's spinning. Racing in circles I can't control. I catch Olivia sneaking glances at me from her seat in front of me. The expression more serious than usual. It's like she can feel the storm brewing inside of me. She's just waiting for it to break. For me to break. The bell rings. And for a moment, I just sit there. Everyone's packing up, chatting, laughing. How the fuck can they be so normal right now? How can they not feel this? Did they all just forget about him already? The world feels wrong. Like it's still turning when it should have stopped. Like something monumental happened, but no one else noticed. It irks me. Really badly. You know, there's a show called As the World Turns. That's not the time, Seffi. Listen, I can be serious at funerals, but this is a fictional funeral, so... Olivia waits for me at the door. Neither of us need to say anything. Neither of us needs to say anything to know we're both dreading the same thing. With every sigh, I pull myself out of the chair and walk towards her, feeling like each step drags me closer to something I'm not ready for. We stop by Scalar's office, and after knocking at the door, she gives us a command to hold the door open. For Olivia, she wheels inside and I follow after slamming. I really do feel, in writing, it's really easy, right? Okay, let's hold up. Let's pause the music. In writing, it's really easy to go for, let's protract and elongate a scene by adding more words. But I feel the opposite is, like, often forgotten, is the power of just, and then you're there, and the reader is disoriented. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to fast forward and make the reader wonder what the hell happened, and have someone reflect on things and go, like, you know, that's what happens at ending 1 of Wani, and it feels so interesting. Like, Anon fast forwards to this blur in his life. And I don't mean that. I mean, like, in this moment. Up to the funeral. We're just at the funeral. That's how his day went. Is he doesn't even remember. He doesn't want to think about it. He can't think about it. And it doesn't, like, the big thing is there's a difference between a flash forward and what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this punctuation mark of, like, time just going through your hands like water and sand. Gone. And there's nothing you could have done. Because all you're doing is dreading and waiting, but time goes on no matter how much you dread and wait. And you're just there now. Oof. Which, again, isn't really stuff like what he does, no. No, they all pretty much stick to the schedule. Even the flash forward, well, the zip forward, the time skip we get with ending 1 really isn't the same. It isn't meant for that, at least. Because we still get a perfectly decent layup and introduction. Scalar looks miserable, but she manages a sad smile for us as I sit down and Olivia wheels away next to me. How are you both doing? The question hangs in the air like a lead weight, if there's anything I can really answer. A glance at Olivia who just stares down at her lap, fingers fidgeting slightly against the armrest of a wheelchair. I can tell that she doesn't want to speak, doesn't trust her voice not to break. So of course that just leaves me. It's because in so many of these fucking stories, Anon, Inko, and you and the main character, whoever the fuck it is, talk the most. The mostest. And it's always the women that are like, no, we can't talk. Sorry, buddy. It's like the thing is, right, at this point, sexism, okay, fair. But my problem, not fair, you know, sexism as like a concept. Sure, I've talked about that. That's what I mean. What fucking cracks me up is, like, I keep going, they couldn't get the voice actor. The reason Olivia does so few line reads is they couldn't hire the person who did her in Wani. Is what goes in my head. It's like, man, it would have been great if we could have had Olivia's original voice actor to do all these lines, and they couldn't. They just couldn't. Oh, cracks me up. The idea of, like, we really want to make a fan work. Good luck getting the actor. actress, I guess, but...
We're managing. It's about as much of a lie as it is the truth. Scalar nods, heaving out a rattling sigh. She knew Mr. Yadakon too. She works with him. She wasn't just his boss, she cared about him. They could see the grief etched in the lines of her face. Despite how much she's trying to hold together for us, she speaks slowly.
Listen, she's just old, okay? These are just wrinkles.
I know today is going to be hard, but it's important to remember you're not alone in this.
It meant a lot to all of it. That's what a funeral is people that matter show up! That's literally how funerals work.
Her words are calm, measured, like she's trying to soothe something wild inside of me.
It's not working, though.
The storm in my chest is still there growing. I don't know how long I can keep it from breaking loose.
Olivia, listen. So something I realized about this, right, is, Dee and Olivia both lost their moms? I mean, Olivia's mother is more influx. It's more hypothetical, but they both lost their moms, and now they lost their adopted metaphorical dad. Damn. Can you imagine, right? I imagine that Scalar knows. And, like, I was gonna comment, right? There was a thought in my head of, these are teenagers and they probably haven't been to a funeral before. And then I realized, technically both of them might have been. But in another situation, if it was with Inko, like, Scalar should have definitely brought up, like, how funerals work for Inko so that he doesn't fuck it up like a gormless fool. You know what I mean.
He always said that art was a way to make sense of things.
She swallows, eyes glistening, like it's clear she's fighting a war to keep herself together.
But nothing about this makes sense. Nothing about losing him feels right.
That's because thematically he should be alive. The themes of the story are such that Dee redeems himself by having you make up with the Yadakon. Because he already lost his mom in such a way. He's like, listen, I know that you might think that Yadakon, you made a big whoopsie and Yadakon thinks you're dumb, but you need to make up. You need to live those moments. And that's how he learns to be empathetic and calm down and you know, that's a theme that could have been there. Now, considering I'm talking about themes instead of just the writing, and the fact that eyebrows aren't getting cocked every 5 fucking minutes, I think we'll get to that when I get to my feelings about this, but getting better is the right way to describe it.
I reach over and squeeze her hand gently. She let out a soft little noise, almost like a whimper, and it wrenches my heart. Scalar reaches out as well, puts a hand on her shoulder.
I thought it was behind her desk. That's a hell of a reach. Literally. But I do feel that the story, it would have been different. Like, it just... Sticking to the plot, you know, sometimes gets in the way, because sometimes you discover along the way that actually this character has a whole different story to tell, and that doesn't work with that. I mean, maybe Yadakon shows up as a fucking force ghost at his funeral. Fuck yeah, let's get paranormal. Heat moves are real and ghosts exist. Wow.
It doesn't make sense. Not yet. It might not ever make sense either. But that's why we have each other. To help carry the weight that feels unbearable. The sentiment this night, but it doesn't take the steel knot of anxiety twisted in my stomach. I glance at the clock again, my knee bouncing restlessly.
I fucking hate sitting there. Fucking hate this small room with its warm tones and fake shitty plants. Shitty fake plants? Like everything's pretending to be fine when nothing is. I want to leave.
I want to run.
But there's nowhere to go. So instead I want to scream. Break something over me. He's like, you should probably take your Xanax, man. Like, this feels like why they gave you the Xanax.
Scalar seems to sense my tension because she stands up and grabs her coat off the rack to hold the room, speaking to us as gently and soothingly as she can muster. I'll give you both a minute to gather yourself. When you're ready, we'll head out. As she walks out, she closes the door behind me. The silence between me and Olivia feels suffocating. Neither of us moves, or talks, or does anything. We just sit there.
The weight, constantly the weight. It's so heavy. You skip, like, day.
Coming down on us both.
My hand twitches, instinctively reaching for the bottle in my pockets. Now or never, mates. Better fucking work. I fumble with it, slipping it out and popping it open. I flick a Xanax in the mouth and swallow it. Ugh! It tastes like shit, bitter and assault on my senses, but I don't care. I don't even care if Olivia's watching. But she is. She only speaks after a long pause.
You okay?
Her voice is soft and hesitant, but still, you know, like sandpaper. I don't blame her. Her voice tightens. I can barely croak out an answer. That pill left my mouth feeling foul. I am very glad that this fucking story doesn't do the thing that so many stories do, where it's like, medication is bad! It makes you someone else. Like, I know that there is merit to the idea of, like, being at a funeral and regretting not being your clearest self so you could most clearly, you know. But also, this man probably would have killed someone at the funeral if he wasn't medicated, so. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Here's something weird, right? When I click away, the text does turn gray for you.
No, but I'm trying.
Me too.
We sit in silence for a little while longer. Just existing in the same space, trying to figure out what we're supposed to do and to face what's ahead of us. After what feels like an eternity, I stand up, my voice coming out far gruffer than I intended. Let's get this over with. Olivia doesn't take any offense to it, thankfully, and wheels herself over to the door.
We head out into the hallway where Scalar awaits, already bundled up in a coat. She looks at us both with the same sad smile that she had the whole time through, but neither Olivia and I can bring ourselves to return it. Not today.
The ride to the Payne household to change into our funeral clothes is quiet. Too quiet. The hum of the car engine is the only sound, and even that feels like it's mocking the silence between us. My mind races between 1,000 thoughts, none of them helpful. All I can think about is how much I hate this. Hate the cold. Hate the fact that I'm gonna have to see his coffin. Hate the fact that he's not here anymore to make this sense of the world for us like he always did. My mind is calm now thanks to the pill, but it's not a pleasant calm. I can tell it's artificial. A thin barrier holding back the riptide of agonizing and torturous thoughts that I'll have to deal with later.
I mean, I know what he's going for with this. I know that vibe.
We get home. The minute we go inside, the warm hits us like a wall. It's like a sharp contrast.
I mean, it's because dinosaurs just crank up the heat, man.
Sophia greets us warmly from the kitchen,
a voice barely above a whisper. Jesus fucking Christ, I've seen that line too many goddamn times.
She knows why we're here, and there's a heaviness in the air, like even the walls are holding their breath for us. Neither of us waste any time. We step into a room, and I grab my outfits from the closet and enter the bathroom to change.
Feels weird, robotic almost, going through the motions of getting dressed for a funeral. As I stand in front of the mirror and adjust my coat, I barely recognize the person staring back at me. He's hollow, tired, barely holding it together. Maybe it's because he is. I also remember, like, it's very faint, which is probably why I didn't recall it earlier. I remember getting writing advice from someone once, or maybe they were just talking. Point is, they were like, you should never kill a character unless it is the only option. I don't know if that applies here. That's not what I'm saying. He did say with a significant degree of conviction that you should never kill a character unless you know what you're doing. And you know exactly what you're doing. Because death is such a universal and powerful experience that dropping it on someone is like, you need to be ready. You know? A utilitarian death undermines the tone of your story no matter what it is. My hands shake as I fumble with my sweater, trying to tuck it into my slacks. Feel a surge of frustration rising in my chest. Such a stupid thing to get mad about, but the brain is just looking for excuses to snap. I have to force myself to take a breath, step back, try again. Eventually get it right. But the weight on my chest doesn't lift, because nothing feels right. I walk out of the bathroom, back into the hallway where Olivia's waiting for me in a chair. She's in the outfit I bought, her hair pulled back in a low ponytail. In any other circumstances, I would have said she looked gorgeous, but she does, but it's just different. Her eyes meet mine, and we don't need words to understand each other. We're both moving through this day like we're in someone else's skin. I ask a question. Before they leave my mouth, they feel hollow. You ready? Neither of us is ready for this. Not really. She nods, and we both make our way through the front door. Scalar's waiting in the car, keeping it warm. I help Olivia to the back seat and get a chair, put her away in the trunk, and once we're all settled in, Scalar helps us on our way. The drive to the funeral home, for some reason like old people home, was just as quiet as the one before. Now there's a different weight in the air. Impending sense of finality. Man, I know the feeling you're talking about, man! That's why I don't kill characters. Unless you have to. I can feel my muscles tense every mile we get closer to the funeral. I wonder if Olivia's feeling the same. She'd always been better at hiding it than me. I glance at her, but the worry in her eyes clear. Closer we get, harder it is to breathe. My chest tightens, and I feel that familiar rush of anxiety crawling up my spine. The Xanax is barely holding me together at this point. It's all cracks and crumbles, duct taped over. More duct tape than shards, really. My jaw clenches as I try to focus on anything but the weight! Listen, just tell us if you're feeling fat today. There's so much weight. We pull into the parking lot of the funeral home, and I'm in with the overrealization that this is real.
There's no turning back now.
No turning back now.
I step out into the cold and pull my coat tighter around myself, wishing it would somehow protect me from the emotion swirling inside. No, the coat's on the outside, not the inside. But it doesn't. I get Olivia's chair for her, and I help her into it. She's quiet, eyes downcast as we head inside. The warmth of the funeral home hits me, but it feels artificial, forced. Like it's trying to comfort us, but failing miserably. Yeah. Yeah. People already gathered, talking in hushed voices, and I can see the coffin in front of the room. It's open. Even from here, I can see him lying there, and it sends shards of ice across my spine, my heart, my everything. So, fuck, man. I need a moment. I'm gonna need a moment. Oh, they are playing Stargazer for this part. What an interesting choice. But, I need a moment. Fuck. It hurts so fucking much. Scalar gives us space. Stepping away and sitting with the rest of the St. Hammond faculty. I recognize so many faces, but the funeral home feels like a dreamscape. You know, one that's blurry around the edges, too quiet and heavy in all the wrong ways. Everything is distant and muted, and the room is full of people, but they might as well be ghosts. Did this man go to an actual funeral before writing this? Like, word choice and everything is a little weak for what you're trying to do here, and you're also repeating a bunch of words. But, like, yeah. If that ain't the fucking vibe, man. Woof! Woof! Why is this the last chapter? What I'm going to do? Come on. That's not fair. For the review, that is. It's hard to believe this is real. That we're actually standing here, just a few feet away from the open casket. I don't want to look, but my eyes keep flicking back to it like a fucking car crash I can't rip my gaze away from. Olivia's gripping the armrest of a chair so tightly her knuckles are a different shade. Oh, I missed characters irrationally clenching their fists all the fucking time. I can feel my pulse in my throat, fast and loud, and everything else is silent. It's like the world has gone underwater and I can only hear my own heartbeat thudding in my ears. The faces around us, family, students, teachers, they all blur together into a mass of indistinct expressions. Grief, confusion, quiet sorrow. But even through the haze, I spot someone at the front of the room. Someone I had never seen before, but I can place immediately. Miss Diadecon's wife, an angelic-looking tarot woman. Why do you say almost? Why almost? Are you afraid of blasphemy? Jesus! He's in a dreamscape. Just call her angelic. With shining golden feathers. A star con... Like... Okay, listen. No. Go away, music, for a minute. Here's a writing tip for you. Write with conviction. Okay? If you are in an emotionally strong scene, no almosts, no merrilies, no barrelies, fucking commit. Hit me. If you almost, that's pulling a punch. I can feel that draft on my cheek. I want you to fuck me up in this moment. Commit. Make it hard. When you say almost, or barely, or you hold back, it better be fucking important. Okay? Oh, we're doing this again? She's almost motherly. You know, she's not quite there. I don't think... When I think almost right, it always feels like they're failing. She's not good enough. She doesn't deserve it. She can't be motherly or angelic. It feels accusatory. Which isn't the fucking emotion he's going for. So let's try again. Also, you might notice that the flow is a lot better if you don't fucking hang on words the whole damn time, but whatever. Miss Diadecon's wife, an angelic-looking tarot woman with shining golden feathers. A stark contrast to the black mourning veil that obscures her features. And the black inkiness of a dress. Don't describe a dress as inkiness.
Just describe it as the black ink of her dress. Inkiness is a little bit of a silly word.
Her face is pale and drawn. A handkerchief pressed on her eyes as she weeps quietly. She's surrounded by people trying to comfort her, but it feels so fucking hollow.
You're not the one being comforted, man. It's really easy to judge that from afar.
What could anyone possibly say that makes any of this okay? Nothing. There's nothing. Suddenly she swivels her head and looks at the two of us. She excuses herself from the crowd gathered around and steps towards us. Taking a shaky breath as she draws near, willing to let herself speak.
Well, willing herself to speak.
Her voice is soft, gentle, sweet, motherly. And it drives a dagger into my head listening to it.
Because his mom is dead! Which is the point. Do you get it? The contrast? He's at a funeral, and instead of his dad being there to comfort him, it's the mom! I say that in farcicalness, but that's because my own emotions are getting a little high. Sorry. When I'm confronted with emotions, I turn into a weirdo! Which admittedly is most of the time as it is, but that's because I'm sleepy. It's my means of dealing with it. But, like, say what you want, but the original game does kind of skirt a lot of the vibes when you get down to it. Again, I thought his wife, he is a man, and she is the wife, was dead. Her husband? No, his wife, Yatakan's wife, was dead. Which is why he had the pen or something, I don't fucking know.
You too. You must be Olivia and
D. I feel like she should have said Dorian, if anything. Seems like an Yatakan thing to do.
There's a moment where I don't know what to say. My throat tightens, my mouth dry. Olivia beside me looks up at the woman, her voice drawn tight with grief and the weight of all the things she's been holding inside. Psycho stops for a second when she meets the gaze of Mr. Yatakan's wife.
Her name is Mrs. Yatakan! It's just Mrs. Yatakan. MRS. Although I think, if you're a widow, are you still Mauritius, or does it become like MS? Time to look up titles. MS is used regardless, but that's basically just miss.
Okay, so yeah,
Doctor is gender neutral. Those woke scientists!
Wait. I said that because I was like, surely in Dutch there's like a...
Hold up!
Called this.
Now I'm curious. But is it masculine? God, I love the alternative term for doctor is geneesheer, which could be read as healing lord. I am the Lord of healing. Praise be the healing Lord. Okay, so the nouns are masculine, so you would use he regardless of context, unless you know that it's the other one. But they themselves do not have gendered alternatives. Where would I find that anyway? Artsberoep, chirurgijn, Jesus. Zenuwarts, nerve doctor. Doesn't that have, like, gendered alternatives? Like, surely there are gendered alternatives to healing lord. Unless the etymology doesn't trace like that. That's actually possible. Hold up. Brandweerman. Spuitgast. Oh. Vraag en antwoord voor de slimme spreker. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, D and dare. Nobody in fucking Dutch knows about dare or weir. Nobody knows them. They'll teach you that, but nobody knows. German can jump out a window. We're doing it old style, and then I start throwing some sick signs. I don't think Secretaris. Because I know that one has an alternative. Secretaressa. Yeah. Okay, so this... No, I don't want to look up the word wait. I want to look up the word secretaressa. Because on this page, it's used for things. Okay, yeah, so as far as I can tell...
As far as I can tell, yeah, it would have been under there, and it isn't.
A doctor is a doctor. Well, I guess I learned something today, as my emotions are basically trying to run away from here as far as I can.
It's like the world stops the second when we meet the gaze of Mrs. Yatakan, the person who probably knew him best, who loved him the most.
Actually, probably is a bad one, after you just complained about this.
She's standing in front of us, wings folded delicately behind her, the gold of her feather muted under the veil of morning.
How do you fail with wings? So annoying to deal with. She knows us. Of course she does. I mean, yeah, you mentioned that, right? Didn't, like, Scalar mention that she mentioned you?
Yatakan probably spoke about Olivia to her plenty of times, but me?
He told her about me? Me? The thought hits me hard, knocking the wind out of my lungs. She knows who we are because we mattered to him. Because we were important to him. I could feel Olivia stiffen next to me, and coming up to her mouth like she's trying to hold back whatever words they're trying to claw away out of her throat. Of course, I need to talk because I'm the man in this conversation, and we can't afford Olivia's voice actor for more than a couple of cameo lines, despite her being the love interest. Yeah, it's us. Terror woman looks between the two of us, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. And I can tell she's searching for something to say. Something that might make this better. But there's nothing that could. Not really. I mean, this woman is probably like 30, 40, considering Yatakan's age. Maybe 20 if he really married young. But the thing worth pointing out is, like, she looks at a couple of teenagers, like people half her age-ish, or near, and it's like, what do you even say to those people who probably never been to a funeral? Because Scalar probably knows about Dee's mother, but this woman, maybe if Yatakan told, but that feels a little too tangential for him to just bring up. He spoke of you often. He was proud of you. You meant the world to him. Those words hit harder than I expected to. There's another lump in my throat. It's like a punch to the gut, hearing that from her, knowing that despite everything, he was still proud of us. Proud of me. My hands trembled, and I clenched them in the fists at my side, trying to stop the shaking, trying to keep it together. I could feel my injured hand aching dully from the pain. And it's like everything I've been holding back is crashing down on me all at once. Olivia's breathing shakily next to me, and I could see her fingers flexing and curling around the edges of a wheelchair. She's barely holding it together. For a second, I think she's gonna lose it. She looks up at the woman, voice barely a whisper. We miss him. So much. The woman's face crumples at that, and for a moment it looks like she's gonna fall apart right in front of us. But instead she reaches out and gently puts a hand on Olivia's shoulder. I know, sweetheart. I know. I miss him every second. The weight of her grief is palpable. It makes the air between us thick and suffocating. It's like the entire room narrowed down to just the three of us, standing there in a shared moment of loss. Olivia's face contorts. Composure starts to crack as her eyes glisten. She lets out a choked sob, trying to hide it behind her hand. I feel like I'm suffocating. Yes, because the air just turned suffocating. Like the air is being punched out of my lungs in the storm I've been trying to keep at pace. You've already mentioned the storm. You've already mentioned the literal punch in the gut that's up here. You already mentioned that the air is suffocating. Like, if you're going for a repeat record, be overt about it and make it super obvious that's what you're going for. Otherwise, it feels like you ran out of words, at which point just wrap it up, buddy. You don't have to be there longer than you can stick around. I can't cry. I won't cry, not here, not in front of everyone. But I can't stop it. The emotions are too much. The grief, the anger, the loss. It's all there swelling in my chest. And I'm fighting it with everything I have. Before I know it, the terror woman's reaching out to me too. A warm hand resting on my shoulder. The touch is gentle. But it feels like it's gonna break me apart. It's okay. A whisper so soft, so kind. You don't have to be strong right now. It's okay to grieve. I can feel the walls I built up. Get with the fucking walls.
I built up over the past years, maybe the past few years, starting to crumble. Olivia sobs beside me. The weight of the woman's chest, the funeral, the coffin, him. It's all too much. I grip my teeth. My jaws clenched so tightly it hurts. But I can't stop the tears from pricking the corner of my eyes. She then pulls us both into a hug, her wings curling around us like a protective cocoon. It's warm, soft, and suffocating. Suffocating! Suffocating! Word of the day is suffocating. I mean, there aren't a lot of good ones for this, I guess, but that's why you want to mix it up. I can hear her own sobs. Her own sobs? They're just her sobs! I can hear her sobs now. It's like the dam finally burst. My body trembles, tears slipping out before I can stop them, and I hate it. I hate that I'm crying. I hate that I'm in. I hate that he's gone. Why? Well, if you're wondering why you hate that you're crying, it's because the vast majority of men are told not to show their emotions, and that crying is a spot of weakness because it's a woman thing to cry. Which means the vast majority of men associate crying with some loss of social status, like they've disappointed everyone around them. So they just turn into miserable, horrible people to compensate. That's what people are talking about when they talk about patriarchy hurting men, you dumb idiot. And I slap him on the back of the head. And then I run out of the room because I'm all scared. Oh. Like, you stand at a funeral, right? You stand over the coffin, and you're like, man, that coffin's a lot smaller. I remember him being bigger. I don't know half of these people. I'll probably never see half of these people ever again. I was right about that. I mean, did I know him well enough? Did I know him well enough to cry? Because these people, right? They knew him way better than I did. They knew him so much better. Lived in the same place. Probably saw him on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I saw him when? Once a year? And now I'm standing here. I'm supposed to be a big, strong man who doesn't cry, right? I should be better than that. I don't deserve it. Those people do. They were there for the rough spots. They saw him wither away to nothing. They saw a jubilant, strong man get turned into a carcass hooked up to hoses. Slowly but surely, shrinking into nothing. Suffocated by his own body. Strangled by the meat in his throat. They saw that. I saw him like, what? Once? Was I even in his thoughts in those final moments? Should I even be here at this funeral? Wasn't even there for long. Was too far to stick around for a while.
can't help it. Turn on the recording, Safi. I can't help it. I hug her back as I quietly sob, only barely mindful of my strength, trying not to squeeze the life out of this woman. She doesn't mind anyway. She takes a deep, shudder inhale, and gets a hold of her own sobbing just enough to lean back and look us both in the eyes. The golden too, like the rest of her. And then she speaks. Hold up, there's a song recommendation in here. I don't know what it is. How quiet. Sound on something else then. My precious Trent, he spoke so highly of you too, right down to the end. He loved you both, you know. I see him in your eyes, both of you. The same passion he carried. Even if one of your passions is to beat people up and extort money from people. Are you going to be Mr. Shakedown or Kiryu? Time will tell. What? She looks over her shoulder, past the wing at the coffin, where he lies peacefully. Thought the dam had already broken. Something else aches in my chest as she continues to speak. But something else threatening to splinter. You, my love, you never died. You're still here, right? With these two, aren't you? I mean, he's literally spooky ghost haunting D, so yeah? She lets out a watery half sob, half chuckle. She turns back to us. My head is thrumming. I would have just go with throbbing, man. You don't need to thrum it up. That's not a joke. I'm just saying thrumming is a bit of an odd verb. It's not a standard traditional one, so it distracts a little bit from the flow. He would be so proud. In fact, I know he is. My dears, thank you. Thank you for carrying his passion with him. With him? You're talking about his passion continuing on. Aren't you saying thank you for carrying his passion with you? Like, you're twisting up tenses here. I can mourn easily, knowing that he still walks right behind you both. Thank you. And just like that, without a care for anyone around me, without a second thought, I let out a low, mournful wail. Olivia's sobs reach a crescendo too with mine. Mrs. Yacht, there we go. Why did you call him Mr. Yatacon's wife earlier? Mrs. Yatacon only hugs us tighter, burying a fist between us. For those who need to know, I'm still in chucklefuck mode because that's how I deal with my problems. It's indistinguishable from otherwise, I know. But I assure you, it is mostly me trying to sidestep things so that it doesn't build up. You know, it's like running between shelter in the rain. If I break it up enough, it can't build up. Because I've been there. It always feels like it's always one too many times at the minimum, right? It's never the right amount, never less. Always at least one too many. The air's thick, oppressive, like the weight of grief has settled on all of us, making it hard to breathe. I cling to Mrs. Yatakan, to Olivia, to anything that grounds me. The warmth of her brings the steady rise and fall of her chest. Olivia's shaking sobs, the only thing keeping me tethered to reality. The world outside these feathers, outside of this moment, doesn't matter. I feel like a part of me has been ripped out, and I'll never get it back. He's gone. I can't even remember the last thing I said to him. Did I thank him? Did I tell him how much he meant to me? I feel like a piece of shit. Like a nasty, grimy little worm. Should be commas in there. It isn't even worth a fraction of what he saw in me. You're supposed to put commas between different adjectives. But yeah, man. That's how it catches up to you. Suddenly you realize how much autopilot blurs things. I glance at Olivia through blurry eyes. Also, this is like, what, the third fucking time you've been sobbing in a woman's chest? And it's been a different woman every time! How is Olivia not jealous of what you're getting up to, buddy? I glance at Olivia through blurry eyes, her face buried against Mrs. Yatakan's chest, too. And I can't help but feel a rush of guilt.
This hurts so much. By now I must be tearing her apart in ways I can't imagine. Mr. Attica wasn't just a teacher. He was like a father to... There we go. One of the only stable things in our life. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Mrs. Attica rubs my back gently, the voice soft and full of understanding. You don't have to right now, sweetie. It's okay to be lost for a little while. Actually, that's contorting the message by saying a little while. It's lost for a while, Safi. I hate how understanding she's being. How nice she's being to us. How it's the funeral for her husband. It makes it all too real, too personal. This grief, this loss. It's not something that's happening around me. It's something that's happening to me. To Olivia, to her, fuck, to everyone in this room. It's all too close, and I don't know how to deal with that. At the same time, her words loosen something in me. Maybe it's okay not to have answers. Maybe it's okay to just be. Olivia's hand reaches out and grabs mine, squeezing it so tightly it hurts. Squeeze back. Made the connection more than I realized. We're in this together, even if it feels like we're apart. Three of us stay like that, for it felt like I was wrapped in each other's grief, and the shared loss of losing someone so important to us. I can hear the murmurs of other people at the funeral, but they're distant. Like background noise in a world that doesn't matter anymore. I would like to point out that something that is worth taking along with you. This. Oh, wait, I forgot to turn the screen back on. This is way more important than you think it is. When things like these happen that are so significant, it is easy to get lost in the grand meaning of things and to get obsessed with the idea that there must be meaning and purpose, that answers must be found and given. Because we consume so much media in which those answers are so clear and so obvious that being given permission to just leave it be is rare to come by. Eventually, Mrs. Yatacum pulls back, wiping her eyes with a handkerchief. She smiles at us, but it's a fragile thing, full of cracks. An angel, a porcelain doll, broken. He lives on through you two, remember that. Every time you create, every time you express yourself, he's there. He's always going to be there. Except that he isn't an artist! He's not even a photographer! He's at most a guy who tags or fights, like... Shouldn't you be like, I don't make anything? Come on, D! I nod, even though I don't fully understand. There's so much to process, but something in the words feels true. Maybe I don't have to figure it all out right now. Maybe I don't have to figure it all out right now. Maybe it's just enough to keep going forward, to keep trying. A little bit of voice is soft, barely more than a whisper. Pretty sure you used this one twice. Barely a whisper, barely above a whisper, barely above a whisper. Like, come on, man! I notice shit like this. Maybe I should just become an editor, since apparently I'm an asshole for it. Perfect.
We'll make him proud.
I don't trust myself to speak. I just squeeze a hand again. I want to believe her. I want to believe that we'll carry on the Attican's legacy, that we'll find a way to honor him, even when it feels impossible. But for now, all I can do on this hold out to the people still here and hope that's enough. She lets out a sick sigh and nods at us. The ceremony's about to start. You two? Just say the ceremony is about to start. The ceremony is about to start. You two should find a seat and try to get comfortable. Okay. Why comfy? Fuck! Comfy is not a word for the situation. You say that to a child, or when the situation is calm, not in the middle of a fucking funeral. You know, I got real comfy at the funeral. Register, fucking register. Oh, hi, Como. You're the only one here. I had a big emotional moment. Ain't that great? I nod and slip behind Olivia's chair to stop pushing us somewhere. A tail comes wrapping around my wrist and squeezes gently. Mrs. Yatacon steps away, her wings folding back gracefully as she moves to take her place among the other mourners. All I can think about when I read the word mourners is from RuneScape. Those guys with the cool fucking bird costumes and everything. Damn! I think they made those masks look more like bird masks in RS3. Olivia and I slowly maneuver to find a seat. The wheelchair's wheels creak softly as I push her. Every small sound magnified in the oppressive quiet of the room. I mean, there's a lot of people sniveling, man. Sniffing. I glance around the gathering crowd, a sea of faces blurred by my tears, only to say goodbye to someone who meant so much to so many. When I finally sit, after pushing into place, Olivia leans back, her eyes closed, her breathing ragged. I try to steady my own breath, my mind racing through those fragmented memories of Mr. Yatakan.
How he was a fucking spooky force ghost in my dreams for once for some reason.
His laughter, his encouraging dreams, his belief in me despite my flaws. He saw something in me that I could barely see myself, and now the light's gone, leaving a void that's impossible to fill. Hush falls over the room as the ceremony begins. Soft, mournful music fills the air, and I can't help but feel like every note is a direct reflection of the ache of my chest. The speakers begin to share stories and memories, their voices echoing with sadness that resonates deep within me.
I wouldn't use the word echoing. Ringing with sadness, clear with sadness, because if you're going with resonance, an echo should not be called first, because you're basically echoing twice.
I catch snippets of praise from Mr. Yatakan, recounting his generosity, his passion for teaching, his unwavering support for everyone he encountered. Olivia's hand is still close. Olivia's hand still holds mine, and I squeeze it gently.
No white knuckle squeeze this time.
Trying to offer what little comfort I can. Her eyes remain closed, her expression a mix of sorrow and determination. She's strong, so much stronger than I feel right now. I'm grateful for her presence beside me. It's a reminder that even in our grief, we're not alone.
I mean, even if you were alone and there was no one else here, the concept of grieving is so universal, which is why I keep saying don't kill a character unless it's like the thing that needs to happen. Which in this moment, like, sure, it's justifying itself by being pretty fucking heavily written, but did Yatakan have to die? Like, again, what is D doing that carries on Yatakan's passion? Fighting in a fight pit? It's a disconnect that it hasn't resolved yet.
She's strong. Her eyes remain closed, an expression of mixture of sorrow and determination. She's strong. Much stronger than I feel right now. And I'm grateful for her presence beside me. It's a reminder that even in our grief, we're not alone. As the ceremony progresses, the speakers recount how Mr. Yatakan touched their lives. Scaler gives a heartfelt speech about how his legacy lives on through the countless students that he inspired. Each story, each tribute, feels like a dagger to the heart, but also a testament to the incredible person he was. It's also overwhelming. There's a strange solace to hearing how loved he was, how much he meant to everyone. He gives a heartfelt speech about how... Man, my voice is missing so much timbre with this mic. If only I had my old mic. And then that taxi driver guy shows up on stage. The Yatakan's friend, the groom from the wedding. The guy that took me to have my talk with Mia. Malcolm, I think? Yeah. You're right, they were friends. The guy usually looks so goofy, so smug, but now he's reserved, quiet, withdrawn. It's a little daunting.
He's still going to use the fucking word goofy, and he's still going to use the word comfy, though. Because register doesn't fucking exist in this world.
He clears his throat before speaking, and for a moment there's a pause.
Yes, that's what a moment is!
A stillness that grips the room.
Just say briefly there's a pause. Or a brief pause. Or for a moment, there's a stillness in the room. The pause and moment are, again, it's like echoing and resonance. They're fighting it out. And it's distracting. Most people are going to take a double take on that one. What Trent told me about becoming an art teacher, I thought he was joking. That guy could barely draw a stick figure. Way back in the day before he started practicing. That wasn't what mattered to him. What mattered was the people. Trent cared about making sure that everyone knew their worth. Whatever you could paint like Dino Angelo, barely colored inside the lines. He always saw something in people, even when they didn't see it themselves.
He stops for a moment, his gaze shifting to Yatakan's serene form in the coffin as though he's gathering his strength to continue. His next words are soft. We've got so much fucking softness in this one, too. More personal.
Why can't you just cut these out? Like, if you cut shit out, and you have this many words, you're generally speaking off better than keeping them in. Like, removing repetition sometimes works. Sometimes it strengthens the remainder, right? The more adjectives you have, the more each of those adjectives is carrying a little bit. And if there is a lot to carry, good. But if there's not, focus. Eye on the prize.
Trent and I, we talked a lot about life. About what makes us who we are. And he always came back to one thing. Passion. He said passion is what drives us, what keeps us going, even when things seem bleak. They believe in the power of art, not because of the paint or the brushstrokes, but because of the passion behind it. I'm pretty sure Yarakan died because of AIOT becoming a thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they killed him. I glance over at Olivia, my hand still gripping mine like a lifeline. She's listening, her face tight with emotion. But I could tell Malcolm's words are hitting her just as hard as they made it. You're not a passionate man! D, you're not an artist! Like, what is your passion? You fight because you're frustrated, if anything. It's not your What passion? This is what I mean with killing Yarakan not working. There is no connection between D and Yarakan that makes sense in this. Such a great funeral scene, and I don't fucking care! You moron! Know what? No. I don't use this word lightly. You retard! You could have made this work, but you didn't do it! Or just write a different scene. Like I said, keep Yarakan alive and make it about regrets over breaking up connections. Like Yarakan is upset about the whole contest thing, or something. I don't know. Slight tweaks, big results. Reminding us of everything Yarakan believed in. Everything he stood for. Feels heavy, too heavy. Because everything is fucking heavy and soft and suffocating. Like we're expected to carry that passion. Yes, his wife just told you this! Even though we're so broken right now. Malcolm takes a breath, his voice growing stronger. He used to say that the hardest part about life wasn't the challenges we face or the setbacks we encounter. It was holding on to that passion and the drive when everything else seemed to be falling apart. When I was going through it, he told me, Malcolm, passion is what makes us alive. Gives meaning to something mundane. That's what he saw in all of us. The fire, the potential to become more than we were before. The room is still, absorbing the weight of Malcolm's words. My throat feels tight, my chest aching with every breath I take. I'm not sure I'm ready to embrace this responsibility, this expectation. The thought of carrying Mr. Yarakan's legacy seems overwhelming right now, especially when the only thing I feel is a deep gnawing sadness. Emptiness. But as I sit there holding Olivia's hand, I start to think about what he said. It's not about being perfect, but having all the answers. It's having that spark, that passion, holding on to something when everything else seems stuck. Beating the shit out of a random student in school, Just kicking me into the curb. That's the passion I gotta hold on to. I gotta become a Terminator. Malcolm steps away from the podium, his words leaving a lingering impact, but glances at me as he passes by, returns to his seat, and he smirks. Oh, that asshole. I can't be mad, though. All right, now. The ceremony continues, each speech is adding their piece to the mosaic of Mr. Yarakan's life and influence. I try to absorb it all, hold on to the memories and the stories and the feelings being shared. When it finally ends, the crowd starts to disperse. The room feels lighter somehow, though the grief and sadness still lingers in the air. It's because there's less people in the room. There's just more room to breathe. Olivia and I stay in our seats for a while, the weight of the moment pressing down on us. It's like we're both lost in our own little woods, struggling to find our footing amidst the emotional wreckage. I think I'm gonna have to adjust my review score a little bit because, man, wouldn't it be great if we had a passion for our main character to connect to a Yatacon with? I was gonna give it like, oh, it's a sad funeral scene. It's a moment where we get to, but then I realized none of this actually matters for D. Oh, Yatacon saw something in me. What? We don't know! What did he see? Can I see? Can you please share with the class? As the Yatacon approaches again. Her eyes still red, but it didn't mean to calm. It shouldn't have been more red after all this. It looks at us with a mixture of sadness and gratitude. I can't thank you both enough for being here. For everything you've done to honor Trent's memory. I mean, they didn't give any speeches. That's facetious. Being flippant. I want to say something. But the words I have, they feel so inadequate right now. It's just not. Hoping she can see the gratitude and sorrow in my eyes. So much gratitude going around. Sadness and gratitude, sorrow, sadness. Like, I get it. But you can mix it up with words like loss and grief. Look up a thesaurus or just don't do it. It's just not open. She can see the emotion, reflected. Mirror, connect the characters. Olivia gives a weak smile. I still grip in mine, her voice cracked with emotion.
I'll make sure his passion lives on.
I know you will. Remember, it's okay to grieve. Take your time. But remember that he's with you at every step you take, at every moment of your life. He knows that cool force power that lets you reincarnate as a spooky ghost. So if he's in your dreams, remember to say hello and give him a 5 on Yelp. And with that, she gives us a final gentle hug before making her way to the front to say goodbyes to the departing guests. Scalar finds us. She's rattled, but otherwise okay. Are you two going to be okay? We look at each other and oddly, yeah.
This is weird sort of serenity still washed over me. It's because the Xanax kicked in. The pain is still there. The loss is still raw. Fresh. But yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'll look up at her from my seated position and nod, sighing shakily. Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I'm okay with this. I do this a lot too, where characters think something and then they say it, but I like to do it right before the line to make clear that it's very intentional because it's really overt. Actually, I think this would work way better if we go with the pain is still there, the loss is there, but I look up at her from a seated position and not sighing shakily. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. And then you have this. Get rid of this. Remove this. And it works better because now we're left hanging. We already know it's, or we just get rid of this. Get rid of the but so we don't know. And we're like, oh, he stands up and and then we have this. We remove the nod too, right? Like you leave it hanging just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like we already know, but just a little bit. Olivia squeezes my hand gently.
Me too. You sweat.
Scala's smile gets a little wider, but genuine as she nods. Okay. She glances at the front towards Miss Yarkan and sighs. The burial itself will be a private affair, just family. So this is where... Wait. The burial itself will be a private affair, just family. So this is where we'll leave. You okay with that? Both look at each other briefly. Yeah, I don't think we could handle that right now anyway. I mean, you already saw the dead body. You know, you might be sad, but the bad memories of miasma are what really sticks with you. Let's go. Fun fact, embalming a body so that it's preserved for multiple days is hilariously involved. They're scooping your body out, baby! Holy shit, it takes a lot to turn a human body into something that sticks around for a couple more days. Like, the process of decomposition is aggressive as hell. There's a reason why they keep the eyes closed. Scalo nods and leads us out of the building. Saying her own goodbyes to... See, this is where it's fine to go with her own. Goodbyes to Mrs. Yatakan as we pass by. The Golden Tharo shares one final sad smile as the both of us head back out to Scala's car. I think at some point, man, if you're just going to say final sad smile, just make it's the same smile. Like, at some point, there's only one smile you can have around here. And it's just becoming this pattern. The gesture loses meaning. Semantic satiation of expression. I help Olivia into the car. We all pile in. Register! Where's your register? In case you're a big bingus and you don't know fancy words, hold up. In social linguistics, register is a variety of language used for a particular purpose or particular communicative situation. For example, when speaking officially or in a public setting, the English speaker may be likely to form prescriptive norms for formal usage rather than a casual setting. For example, by pronouncing words ending as ang, with a velar nasal instead of an alveolar nasal, instead of go on walking instead of walking. Christopher Walken here. Choosing more formal words like father versus dad or kid versus child. Or child versus kid, I guess. Like, there is no fucking register here. Just out the window. I mean, the funeral's over. This, like, comfy was way worse than this. But, you know. The ride back to the Pains is quite somber. Olivia and I hold hands as we both stare out our respective windows, contemplating what just happened in our own way. The city's view seems surreal as we pass by. Colors too bright, the noise too sharp. It's like we're moving through a different world. One that's gone with the day while ours is irrevocably changed. What's going on with its days? While ours is irrevocably changed. But that's grief, I guess. I mean, you lost your mom. You've already been through some form of grief. Maybe one day you'll be reviewing my garbage writing. Maybe. I don't know. Do you sure you want that? I don't know if I want to become an editor, Okomo. I don't know if I want to join the dark side. I will use the dark side provides power some would consider unnatural, like analyzing register of writing. You fool. He sounds too formal for a casual party! And then I crackle lightning from my fingers. He had it coming. I warned him about register. I warned him about using words like, oh, Mr. Sir, come on. I feel really weird. I feel like I shouldn't be... You took Xanax, man. I feel like I shouldn't be this calm. You literally commented on feeling weird earlier about this. Like I should be upset, crying, or angry. I'm just not. Is this anger? Is this acceptance? No, you gotta bargain first. I'll give you $350 for $350.
Is this what it feels like to finally come to terms with something? I'm still sad. That much is true. But it says that this I want to break down sobbing sad. I'm more like this morose melancholy. Yep. That's it. Yeah, you found it. Before I can really contemplate much further, Scalus pulls up into the Payne's driveway. Many scars still there, and the sun is steadily dipping its way into the evening. As I get Olivia's chair out for and get her situated, I become keenly aware of an important fact. I'm fucking exhausted. All three of us are. Scalar rolls a window down and regards us both with another small smile. I'll see you both at school tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, Olivia speaks first. That's a fucking novelty.
Thank you, Principal Scalar, for all of this.
She nods, a smile widening. Of course, Mrs. Halford, I'm glad I could help. Good night, both of you. Get inside, it's chilly out here. That's just because your meteor dodges don't have any heat resistance. Or cold resistance, I guess. Man, I hit you guys with an ice spell. You'll suffer like the what is it called again? In that Pathfinder, you can be an oracle and you can be cold-blooded if you're a lizard man.
Yeah, that's a cool class. I like that one a lot.
Man, they really killed the Oracle in Pathfinder 2, didn't they? Yeah, the system really isn't built around the idea of having characters have positives and negatives like that. So, they kind of had it coming.
They never saw it coming.
I'm not kidding, by the way. Let me look it up. I really do like. Well, I know Como really likes the Oracle. Como fucking loves Oracle, but admittedly, Oracle is a really fun class in Pathfinder First Edition. It's a class where you get a curse, and you get some neat powers in return. They're pretty cool powers. The curse itself is like one thing. Here we go. Cold-blooded lizard folk. Your blood turns sluggish. Without sufficient heat, you must seek warmth and shelter earlier than most. This oracle curse is common among lizard folk and other oracles with reptilian subtype. You take a -4 penalty on saves versus cold spells and effects, and whenever you fail such a saving throw, you are staggered for 1 round. You can survive without food 4 times longer than a typical creature species before you begin to starve. At 5th level, poisons affecting you have their onset time doubled and last half as long as they would after a set time. For example, poison with a frequency of 1 per round for 6 rounds would instead have a frequency of 1 per round for 3 rounds. Poisons with no onset time give an onset time of 1 round. At 10th level, whenever an action you've readied is triggered, you can take an additional move action at half your speed, along with the readied action, even if you've already taken move action that round. That's fucking baller, man. 10th level for a spellcaster? Ooh. At 15th level, you can take an additional move action a number of times a day equal to your charisma mod of... Oh, that's pretty baller. You're just a little skittery boy. I'm so shaky, I'm just shaking all over the place. Only on your turn, you can only take 1 of these per turn. That's pretty cool. Como had the right idea. It's a fucking great, cool little thing. Too bad that Pathfinder 2nd Edition just doesn't have the design space for cool ideas like that because the game is meant to be more balanced. That's the cost of balance, is you can't be fucking weird. I mean, you can have things like Cup of Dust. Oh no, I'm so thirsty. Oh no. Who the fuck even uses the survival rules in Pathfinder? What fucking loser are you? That you're playing goddamn Call of Duty and you're like, I'm gonna go eat my lunch in Call of Duty. My rations are so great. I'm like, you're playing Call of Duty, man. Who cares about rations? The military-industrial complex isn't trying to recruit you with rations. Ugh. Okay, let's move on. She rolled the window back up and I like to take her advice. Grabbing hold of Olivia's chair and making for the front door, she pulls out of the driveway. It opens before I get there, revealing Randy with a warm but somber smile on his face. Welcome home, y'all. Want some hot chocolate? He steps aside as I wheel her in, and he briefly leans out of the door to wave at Scalar, returns it. He shuts the... Why did you even look? Why did you even look to notice? Like, this is... I recently wrote about this in a post, right? I don't like characters having this omniscience where they just look around all the damn time. It's like, he steps outside, that's all you know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's cute. It's a cute detail. It's like he doesn't care about this at the moment, but we can infer what it means, like smart people do. Give your readers some credit. And if someone asks, you get to be a smart asshole about it, which is so good. He shuts the door and the warmth house wash over yet again. Why didn't it wash over when you stepped inside, buddy? And all that earlier today with follow fake, I just felt rejuvenated. I mean, like, the problem is that at the funeral, you were surrounded by people you didn't know. They were strangers. You didn't know them. But now it's with people you know, that you love, that you know you love. Olivia and I glance at each other, both nod. I speak first for this time. You speak so many fucking times first, man. Don't even pretend it's special. Yeah, actually, that will go real smooth right now, Pops. Thanks.
Alrighty. I'll go put the pot on, and both of you get changed in the meantime, alright? I mean, those costumes can't be comfortable. He steps away towards the kitchen. The rest of the family's lounging idly in the living room. Sophia smiles at us warmly. I would be surprised if she smiled at you coldly. And Damien regards us cautiously. I inhale and shoot him a smirk, which causes his eyes to widen. But he very promptly returns a very wild grin. Returns what is a very wild grin? Vinny glances between us, mildly confused, but elects to say nothing. Returning his sparse attention to the TV. After Olivia and I get changed and settle ourselves into the living room, Randy hands us both a steaming mug of hot chocolate. Normally I'd get another family member's mug, but Randy hands mine, notice a different pen. It's a new name on it. D. You know, I heard a lot of jokes you kids like to tell, so I'm giving you the D. Mr. Payne, you are way too old for that not to sound at least a little creepy. Oh, I know. I damn well know, and I'm loving it. And then he's like, oh no, I couldn't discourage him. I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. I look up at Randy, eyes wide, who looks down at me with an almost sheepish grin. Randy does not look sheepish. His hands in his pockets as he shrugs. I was going to wait until Christmas, but I figured it'd be all right as an early present. Enjoy it, son. I know you bought me the entire Montezuma castle, but, you know, I thought of you rich bastard? I can't help but let out a shaky laugh. Everything's fucking shaking today. Damn it. Just when I thought I was done crying today, I swipe a thumb across my eyes so before they can leak proper and then not towards pain. To the pain patriarch. I fucking hate that everyone does that one. Thanks, Randy. Ran's hand gently on my shoulder. Squeezing softly before he steps over to his recliner and settles in with a content huff. I sip idly at my drink, savoring the warmth that flows through my body. I mean, you're a warm-blooded person. You're fine. Damien suddenly speaks up. Also, you were outside for like 5 seconds from the car. In a suit. Yo, Deester, now that your hands fall out of a cast, you come out pretty good in that brace, huh? Yeah, I think so. Why? That means you can hold the controller now, right? Remember what I said! Don't get too comfy. As soon as your hand is good, you're jumping in and getting shredded again. What a twist. What an emotional twist. You know, Mia wasn't a plot twist, but this fucking is an emotional twist. I hate this chapter. My god, are we ending on a poor one. Fuck! Jesus. Like, my big problem with this funeral is, like, what the fuck actually connects this guy, right? We're done. That's it. That's all the 25 chapters that exist right now. I'm sorry to tell you, but I was gonna give this a 7 because it was enjoyable. You know, it was all right. Had a good time. But this last chapter, fucking clothesline me out of the blue in a bad way, not a good way. Because, like I said, there is nothing connecting D to Yatacon. They're talking about passion. What fucking passion? He doesn't draw. He doesn't do photography. His whole tagging thing has not come up yet. His passion is fighting, and that's not what Yataka knows or cares about, right? Oh. And it's mostly a passion as like a thing to get, you know, it's not a thing that he seems to be passionate about because he... Oh, fuck. It just ruins this chapter that he gets the POV when he has the least to say. Olivia should have so much to fucking cry about. Damn. The Minecraft movie is out. You know what? This chapter might have been, like, tore down the score by 1 point single-handedly. But at least the Minecraft movie is out. There is no register in this. Goddamn. You know, Mr. Yatacon's wife. You know, Mrs. Yatacon. The fact that it took him a hot minute to figure that one out just fucks me up. All right. I'm just sad that something that was a 7 out of 10 is now a 6 out of 10. It's passable, and I'm just sad about that. Why would you do this? You were so close. I'm still not going to fully review it because it's not completely out yet, and the author seems to be alive. But my god, man. You know, the Mia thing was one thing, right? I was upset about Mia for a variety of reasons, but, you know, you were kind of in a no-win situation because you either need to expand Mia or just do the fight scene that you were obviously going to have, and it wouldn't be great. You know, you kind of had to make it work. Catch-22. This is like, just don't kill Yatacon! Just don't kill the man!
It's that simple. Like I said, only kill a character if it's the only way out. Oh, fuck, man. The whole reason the Otacon dies in Wani is because it forces Olivia to grow up, but none of these characters get that. You kill the Otacon for nothing. Thematically and character-wise speaking. All it does is make everyone sad. Ah. If I don't cool down, I might even lower the score to a 5 out of 10. I might even say, like, come on, man, you are doing all right, and it was kind of like just cute stuff. You know, it was a cute fic. But if you're trying and failing, you know, it's like, you know, the teacher's like, you know, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm also, wins of the movie adaptation. D is played by Jack Black. Why is he playing Jack Black? Okay, you know that meme with the woman like, let me just take a drink. No. Why is D played by Jack Black? Jack Black is not athletic enough. He can't fight. Why is Jack Black D? Jack Black should be Damien at best. Resident Evil movie lady as Liz. Brad Pitt as Damien. Oh. No, why are you doing it wrong? Why do I let you guys vote? You vote it wrong. I almost have an intention of invoking anti-democracy, and it's like, actually, I'm picking Infamous, the least voted option, because I don't like the answer. People want to go with Tory Game, or I want to kiss that snoot, and like, okay, fine, I kind of want to read those two, but they're so big! They're so large! Real large. Real large. Anyway, yeah, this fucking chapter. They're similar length too. Fuck, they're similar length, but the chapter count is different. Huh? Comment count is different. People like, I want to kiss that snoot more. I mean, I guess they prefer to look at Anon than Inko, which is fair enough. Volcano Forge cardboard never happened. I think I'll read the first chapter of both in my own time and then just decide which one I want to do the most and if this vote holds up. But personally, I was really looking forward to the Infamous one because it sounds fucking stupid. Or Sugar and Cyanide, which is a non-canon pairing, which is always a little bit exciting. You know, a little spice, a little tomato in my potato. Which one was it again? Olivia and Anon, and Nito and Mia. Oh, fucking Mia, damn. Explicit. What eventual smut? Dubcon kissing. Ooh. Ooh. That would have required me to black out the screen, huh? Sunko, you think I'm so damn pretty? You're so keen on the idea of being good friends? Oh, no. What would you do if I kissed you? Racism and talking to strange boys. Listen, I just like it when a fic has some gusto, has a little bit of guts, you know, goes a little wacky, a little off the cuff. It's also only less than 100,000 words, which is like, come on, man, I can actually fucking relax. And then there was Nothing Else Matters, which was non-straight, you know, the penis. Also only 100,000 words, you know, 30 chapters, 100,000 words. Holy shit, it's actually a reasonably paced fucking fic. Ugh. I mean, maybe I'll actually fucking write something. How to write Inko. Treat him like a golden... Yeah, that is what Inko is. He's just a big soft idiot. He's a little boy. Dreamt. Is J.K. Simmons because he wants pictures of the wedding. What he wants is pictures of Spider-Man. Why isn't anyone doing that overlap? God damn it, Tremt. TT Yadakan. Everyone calls him Titty. We only got 32 hours until the vote's over on the new emoji. Smirking and winning. Anyway, that was Punch Drunk Gator. Mia's played by Dwayne Johnson. Listen, I kind of Listen, okay? Listen. I'm kind of feeling that. Kind of feeling it. I think what we might do is that we alternate a little bit, mix it up, because sticking to one thing, fair, but I don't know if I want to read 500,000 words of one thing and want to strangle myself to death. Where's my reading list? Where's the reading list? Where's the reading list? Safi, you need to update the reading list. There it is. There it is. Let's give it the edit. Punch Drunk Gator, officially finished. Up next, Nobody Knows. Which have I read already, then? Oh yeah, Nothing to Something was pretty big, right? Nothing to Something is still only half the fucking length. And that felt, I mean, to be fair, Nothing to Something just felt like it took forever! Because of different reasons. Inco noted was 80,000. Yeah, this is a really big one. And I don't know if this guy knows how to... Who wrote these anyway? Arloch? Do I know anything that he wrote? Oh, he wrote Inco noted? This man wrote Inco noted. You know what? If this motherfucker wrote Inco noted, I'm a little more positive. I don't know why it needs to be 300,000 words a pop, but fuck, it's a little better. Adam Sandler. What if we have Vinny played by Adam Sandler? We just use perspective tricks and like digital editing to make Adam Sandler really small, and nobody calls attention to it. He's a hobbit. Don't worry about it. Listen, you and I both know that it'd be the stupidest fucking thing to do, which is why it's fucking great. Don't ever let me be in charge of making a movie. I'll actually have some good advice, and I'll get pissed off by the system not cooperating. Because I know that the real problem is often the systems within which these things exist. The flaws are sometimes the writers, but one must not forget that those writers exist within a system that must cooperate for their actions and desire to become truthful. Well, I'm working on some things. I might even upload something soon. I'm actually getting into a good writing spirit. It helps that I'm not stressed the fuck out. Great. So, I'm going to wait on those polls a little bit. It's probably going to be Wani Kiss or Tory Game. I'm going to read the first chapter of both, if that is the case, and I'm going to see which one is, you know, which one will make me cry the least. That's so mean. We'll see where we get there. I gotta draw the thumbnails too. I think I'm gonna make one thumbnail for both and just kind of fuck with it. It's, you know, I made a really cute thumbnail for what was it called again? Promise of a Lifetime, and I never got to use it. I might as well take that one and edit it. It might work. You know, take that, edit the shirt, then edit the jacket. Yeah, that actually would work really well. Oh fuck yeah! Time to cheat. I know that Inco Noda deserves a little better than that, but we have to put Tim Curry in because he's actually an actor. Can Tim Curry be Scalar then? Just to fuck with things. Come on, we're already being fucking weird about this. No. Tim Curry. No. I think I'm the wrong guy. Tim Curry is the space guy who wants to go to space to escape capitalism. He could be the cab driver, the groom. We could give him a couple of extra scenes for fun. Space. My stomach is empty, but my mind is full of bacon. You must imagine the bacon. Envision it in your tum-tums. I gotta draw stuff. I gotta draw something, Rudy. You know, things have been going better of late, and I actually feel a little bit more... Shit, my cord isn't long enough to stretch all the way to the... Anyway, my finances have been doing a bit better too, so I'm feeling a little plusher. No. Sometimes, Luigi, the trick is to get through the hard part and then just relax. I had a fun dinner last night. I used chopsticks for the first time in my life, and I didn't drop any... Well, I didn't drop anything that I wasn't, you know... Listen, okay, I wasn't very good with it. I wasn't doing great. I wasn't doing great, okay? It could have been better. Could have been fucking better, okay? 30th, and then it was... Oh, that's almost a month. That's almost a week. That's very good for my... Wait, what was that? What was that? Oh. Oh, that's what that stands for. Ah. Well, you learn something every day. They got Tim Curry, J.K. Simmons, George Takei, and Jonathan Price to do Riddle. I think... I don't know with Tim Curry how they got him. But what a fucking... George Takei? Really? Anyway, we say goodbye to Punch Drunk Gator for now. As I said before, we will be coming back to finish it up later down the line when the chapters release. If they release before I'm fucking dead. This funeral scene was so good that I am so mad you fucked it up by not giving the main character a reason to give a shit. Like, holy shit. You killed the Otacon, you made a good scene, but you didn't connect it. I don't... you know what it feels like, loving someone that's in a rush to take out the garbage. It's a very specific feeling. Wait, Arlock and Receiver K? Wait a minute. Who's Receiver K? Do I need to worry about this man? You could have multiple authors working on something? What? Oh, only Tori. Wait, what's going on? Okay, so Arlock. Receiver K wrote both. Oh, he wrote Misconnection. I like Misconnection. Okay, cool. So we got two people I like. That's good. That's what we in the business like to call good. It's still early. Let's do sales. I've been at this for an hour, man. You gonna give me $50? Or am I doing this out of the kindness of my heart? Because I don't know if I want to do something like this out of the kindness of my heart. I want to hold on to that in case I need it somewhere later down the line. You know, as a surprise tool that will help us later. I don't think you fully understand that. I don't think you understand, right? It's 8,000 words, I know, but it's perfect for when I just don't have the energy or time. Okay? I'm not squandering my golden ticket here and now. I have. Uh, Know what I feel like. Na, 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 na. Someone I know is doing a playthrough of Void Stranger, and I fucking hate it because I've seen so many people do a fucking LP and I hate it. Half my life savings was a currency. Oh shit. Fine. How badly do you want it? Sell me. If you can sell... No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I need this, okay? This is my ace up my sleeve. I need this. There will be a time when I just need something that makes me laugh. That makes me just cheer up a little. And there's not enough weirdness in the world to squander it on a random moment. We just finished a funeral scene. I'm not... Register. I gotta go draw some stuff anyway. I got enough shit to do. I pull up my pants. I straighten up my tie. Man, that was some good Fuyong Hai though. What was it again? Karaage? Had that too? Mmm, tasty. Had some egg rolls. Minis. They were delicious. Bami. Yeah, that too. Bihun. What else? Oh, yeah, it's some crispy beef. Yeah. Oh man, it was so delicious. Been a while since I've eaten out somewhere that isn't inside. It was just spoiled. I'm spoiled. I'm swooning. You know what? I'm gonna make this decision for me. We'll do that. We'll do Cell's weird trip. If I don't finish it by Friday, probably not gonna happen. I'll do it then. Otherwise, we're keeping it tucked up my sleeve for later. Or if I finish a chapter really early and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not doing another chapter, but we'll do something else funny. It'll sit nice. Sit in the baby chair, a little baby chair for babies. Sometimes that's just the way it works. What a weird selection of writings. Wani Gator 4, Goodbye Volcano High 11, Godzilla Shoujo series movies 1, Dragon Ball 1, 2, Snoot Games, Sage Route rewritten.
I'm starting from scratch. There's no saving the old one. You know, I do feel like that sometimes. Abandoned. In March. GG Snoot. Did you, Snoot? This guy really loves starting shit, it seems. Put up them fists, boy. Spider Fang. Snoot Busters. Oh man, this guy's just having fucking fun. This guy's just having fun with life. This is a series? This is a series? There's more? Well, fuck me. There's more. Well, I'm gonna go. Have a good day. Have a good whatever the fuck PRU. I don't know what planet you're on. I don't know if you're tidally locked with your local sun. Make it a good one. Probably see you all Friday, or maybe I'll move it to Saturday, like an asshole, and I'll just be like, listen, I already did a stream in the weekdays. I'm a little sassy boy, I'm a little sassy asshole. Until then, Digimon, digital monsters, Digimons are the... And that's where the recording ends, so that they all freak out. They all think, oh, you cut it early, Seth. No, I didn't. I'm just being mean. Thank you all for coming. Great. Nice to see Como around. I hope he wasn't scared off.